Welcome to our 7-day beginner cardio interval training course. My name is Maria. Welcome to the class. So this is day 1. So we're going to start off with a little introduction to what the course is, what we're doing, and what we have to pay attention to as we're exercising. So first off, what is interval training? So interval training is going to be hard intervals of exercise followed by a light active recovery. So the recovery is going to be longer than your interval. Near the end of the course, you might get to a 1-to-1 ratio. But basically, you're going to be working really hard that you're going to need that rest to recover so that you can do another hard interval. It's great because when you're doing interval training, you don't have to exercise for as long. So our workouts are going to be about 15 minutes. That's it. And you get the same benefits as if you were doing a moderate activity for 20 to 30 minutes. So you're still going to get that improved insulin sensitivity. So your muscle will have a better ability to use the glucose in your blood, as well as you're going to have an increased metabolic rate for up to 24 hours post-exercise. So lots of good things in just a short workout. So it's going to be lots of fun. All right, so also in this workout, we have to be really conscious of our RPE. So RPE stands for rating of perceived exertion, and we're going to use Borg scale of RPE for this course. So that scale is a 6 to 20, and basically a 6 is doing absolutely nothing at all, and a 20 is you are doing the most maximal exercise you can ever imagine. We will never be exercising at a 20, even if you feel like you're around a 16, 17, that's really high. We're gonna try and stay below that. But basically, I'm just gonna walk you through kind of what each of those ratings on that scale means. So when we work out, that's how you're gonna gauge your intervals and where you need to be. Alrighty, so if 6 is nothing, you're gonna move up from there. So maybe 7, you're doing some light activity. Maybe you're getting dressed, grabbing something in the house. Then once you get into kind of 8 or 9, you're maybe starting to move a bit, somewhat of an activity. But once you get to 10 and 11, that's where we want to be in our warm-up. So you're exercising, you're maybe going on a walk, you can carry a conversation with a friend, you can do lots of things, and you could do this pace forever. So our warm-ups for this course, by the end, you want to picture yourself in that 10 to 11 range on that scale. And just think, carry a conversation. Can I talk? Can I sing? Things like that. All right. Yeah, so that's our warm-up zone. Think of that 10 to 11. When we're actually doing our hard interval, we want to get to a 14 and 15. So it's going to be hard, but it's not maximal exercise. So what that is like, if you can picture yourself exercising pretty hard, so maybe you're just marching on the spot, and you should be able to say about 3 words, but you can't really say more than that. Your heart rate's going to be increased, it's going to be harder to breathe, you're going to be needing to take breaths, and you won't be able to get out more than 3 words. If it starts feeling harder than that, and you're getting into that near maximal, you definitely want to take it down and reduce the intensity of your activity. Alrighty, after that, we're going to be getting into our recovery. And your recovery is not quite as low as a warm-up, but it's going to feel like a brisk walk. So that 12 to 13 zone, you're just recovering, catching your breath, but it's still a little bit hard. It's not a complete rest. Awesome. All right. So yeah, like I said, we're never going to do maximal exertion. We're going to aim to kind of be in that carry a conversation to 3 words to kind of back to like a few sentences in our brisk walk during the recovery. By the end, we're going to get into a cool down, and in our cool down, we're going to want to get back to that 10 to 11, just like the warm up, and then even lower if possible. So back to kind of our rest and digest. Awesome. Okay, so that's enough information to start off. I'll be talking about it lots through the course, but that's how we're going to measure ourselves during our intervals, is using that Borg scale of RPE. Before we get into our exercises, I just want to give everyone a nice gentle reminder that to listen to your body. So my job as a coach is I'm going to push you and I'm going to lead you through the exercise, but it's your job to listen to your body, talk to your doctor if you have any questions or concerns, and consult your primary healthcare provider if you're starting a new exercise program, because you want to make sure that cardio interval training is safe and healthy for you. Alrighty, so let's get started. Goal of day one is we're just going to get comfortable using that RPE scale and go into each kind of zone that we're going to do. So it'll be fun. We're going to just do marching. I'm going to show you different ways to make it more intense and a little bit easier. And we're just going to get comfortable with that scale. So to start off, let's do a 3-minute warm up in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. So just marching. Kind of gauge your pace. Maybe you need to go a little slower. That's totally okay. Do what you need to do. So the reason why we always want to warm up is because it's going to reduce your chance of injury. It's going to lubricate your joints, get your heart rate going, get that blood flowing, and it will make your workout better. So always want to warm up before we do any sort of activity. Kind of gauge, ask yourself, can I say a few sentences? Can I carry on a conversation? If you're feeling like you're doing nothing at all, maybe you want to pick up the pace a little bit. If you're feeling like you're starting to have an super elevated heart rate, bring it down a little bit. So that 10 to 11. So while we're here, you might be wondering why we use the Borg scale. So it's 6 to 20. That's because theoretically, if you multiply whatever number you're at by 10, so if you're feeling a 10 in this warm up, then your heart rate, so if you multiply 10 by 10, then your heart rate would be about 100. So this is just an estimation because many things can influence your heart rate, including your age, your sex, your fitness level, lots of different things. So it's not exact, it's just an estimate, but yeah, that's why we use the 6 to 20 scale. All right, we are over halfway. Maybe you want to play some music. Think about your posture too. Keep your shoulders wide, crown of your head pulling to the ceiling, core is engaged. After this, so pretty soon here, in a little over 30 seconds, we're going to get into our first interval. So it's going to be 30 seconds. We're going to get into that hard zone. So a few different ways to make it harder is you can bring your knees up higher. You could go a little quicker. You could start pumping your arms. Do what you need to do to make it harder and try and feel that 14 to 15. So just 15 more seconds. Here we go. Alrighty, so let's get into our first interval in 3, 2, 1. Here we go, 30 seconds. So think of different ways to make it harder. Maybe you're going to move your hands. Maybe you're going to bring those knees higher. Maybe you're going to increase the speed. Do what you need to do. If it feels like it's going above a 14 and 15, it's getting to that 16, bring down the intensity. Here we go, just 10 more seconds. And then we have our first recovery. 3, 2, 1, and recover. So see, we just brought it right back down. I'm a little bit quicker than my warm-up pace. Catching my breath. That brisk walk feeling. So this is what about like a 12 to 13 would feel like. We're halfway through that recovery. Think about how you're feeling. We're going to get into one more interval after this and then a cool down. So remember, day one, we're just learning about our zones. But you're doing great. Good job. 10 more seconds. And then we're going to make it harder. Our heart rate's going to go up. We're going to use that talk test in 3, 2, 1. Go harder. If you need to use a chair for balance too, you can always do that for this course. Move those arms. You got this. We're halfway. Almost there. 3, 2, 1, and cool down. So maybe for the cool down, let's do little side steps. Just switch it up. Bring that heart rate down. We want to get to that RPE of 10 or lower. Gain control of our breathing. We're going to do this for 2 minutes. Take deep breaths in all the way through your nose. Fill your lungs full of air. And a long exhale out your mouth. Let's do that again. Deep breath in. And a long exhale. 1 more minute here. Keep breathing. Maybe you even want to bring it a little lower, the intensity. Just keep moving. 3, 2, 1, and stop. Awesome. All right. Give yourself a high five. Great job today moving through all those zones. You did so good. So I hope you got a little bit of a feel of what our RPE feels like in each interval. So we're going to use that for the whole course in all of our intervals. Tomorrow we're going to start off by doing 5 intervals. So we just did 2 today. So tomorrow we're going to do 5. It's going to be great, and I can't wait to see you there. All right, take care. Bye.